One second, hold on. Okay, in the bottom of parsing, we are going to use the reverse of the rightmost derivation. So in the last class, I taught you how to do the rightmost derivation. And with an example, I also told you how the bottom up parsers will work. So I have told you how the bottom up parsers are going to work. So this is an example we took. So basically we are going to start with a string, okay? And we are going to reduce the handle, okay? And we are going to form the start symbol. So this is how the bottom up parsers are going to work. And once you do the rightmost derivation, you're going to follow the reverse of the rightmost derivation in order to do the bottom up parsing. So next we saw what is handle pruning concept, and we understood what is a handle and how a particular handle in each of the sentential forms is going to get reduced by a non-terminal. Okay, so this is a string and a part of the string. So we'll call that as a substring. Okay, so beta is a substring. So this substring is getting reduced with the body of the production of A. Okay, so therefore this beta should match the body of A. So then you can replace this beta with capital A. So that is how we have done the handle pruning. So this is the example we took. Okay, identify the handle for the given grammar. So this was the grammar. We did the rightmost derivation first, and we took each of the right sentential forms. We identify the handle in each case and the reducing production for each of the handle. Okay, so whatever you reduce is going to reflect in the next right sentential form. So this is what we did. So we solved problem. Okay, so the next concept that we have to learn in the bottom up parsing is the shift reduce parsing. So this is a parsing technique, okay, which has two actions mainly. Okay, one is called as shift and the second one is called as the reduce. Okay, so one is called as shift and the second one is called as the reduce. Apart from that, there are more operations. Okay, so apart from shift and reduce, there are two more operations in this. One is a accept and the next is error. So totally four actions you can take in this parser. One is shift action, one is the reduce action, okay, third is accept, fourth is reject. Okay, so these are the things that you can use in the shift reduce parsing. So put the heading as shift reduce parsing. So I'm going to dictate few things which are important for shift reduce. So depending upon that, you are going to understand what it is. Okay, so write the heading as shift reduce parsing. Shift reduce parsing. So basically we're doing the bottom up parsers. This is the last concept that we're going to study in the bottom up parsing. Okay, and this is the last concept in bottom up parsing and also the last concept of parsers. So next we're going to go with the intermediate code generation in the next class. So I'll give you an introduction later. So in this class we are going to learn shift reduce. At any point, in case if you want me to go slow or stop for some clarification, please ask. This is called as the shift reduce parsing. Okay, so write down shift reduce parsing is an efficient way. Shift reduce parsing is a efficient way of implementing bottom up parsing. It is an efficient way of implementing bottom up parsing. Next point, shift reduce parser has a stack. Shift reduce parser has a stack which holds a grammar symbol, which holds a grammar symbol, which holds a grammar symbol. In the brackets, you write both terminals and non-terminals. both terminals and non-terminals, which I write as V union T. Next point, it has an input buffer. It has a input buffer. It has an input buffer that holds the rest of the string that holds the rest of the string to be parsed to be parsed rest of the string to be parsed. Next point, the handle should always appear the handle should always appear on the top of the stack. The handle should always appear on the top of the stack. Dollar is used. Next point. Dollar is used to mark the bottom of the stack. Dollar is used to mark the bottom of the stack. Is used to mark the bottom of the stack and right end of the input. And right end of the input. And the right end of the input. Next, in bottom-up parsing, the top of the stack, is always towards, is always towards, is always towards right side, is always towards the right side as compared to left, as compared to the left on the top-down parsers, as compared to the left on the top-down parsers. So whatever you are representing as the top of the stack here has to be always towards the right side. Okay. So if this is dollar, the right side of it should contain your top of the stack elements. Okay. So this is what we mean by it is always towards the right. Okay. Next, the shift reduce parser starts with an initial configuration an initial configuration an initial configuration where the stack contents is dollar where the stack content is dollar and the input has the entire input terminated by the dollar where the stack has dollar and the input has the input string followed by the dollar. It has the input string followed by the dollar. Okay. So here in the stack, the dollar represents the bottom of the stack. Okay. And no contents inside the stack. So it's just an empty stack where just the dollar sign has come. Okay. So this is the initial configuration. So the very first step in your shift reduce parsing will be this configuration. Okay. And you have to go on taking actions for this initial configuration. Okay. Okay. So now comes the actual procedure. Okay. So write procedure. So we have identified the initial configuration and now we'll identify what is the procedure you have to follow for each step. Okay. During the left to right scan of the input symbols, the parser shifts during the left to right of the left to right scan of the input symbols. The parser shifts 0 or more input symbols. The parser shifts 0 or more input symbol onto the stack. Okay. So basically what happens is you have the stack of all the input symbol, isn't it? So from here, it's going to shift it towards the stack. Okay, from the input symbol, you're going to shift it into the stack. Okay, so that is the shift operation. So it is going to shift zero or more input symbol onto the stack until it is ready, until it is ready, until it is ready to reduce a string beta, to reduce a string beta of the grammar, don't say of the grammar, reduce a string beta on the top of the stack, reduce a string beta on the top of the stack with the head of the, with the head of the appropriate production, with the head of the appropriate production. Okay, I'll give you the meaning of this. Suppose you have something called as A goes to alpha. Okay, it is one of the productions which is there in the, production rule which is there in the grammar. Suppose you have dollar here, okay, and you had in the input alpha followed by dollar. Okay, suppose this was your stack content, okay, and this was your input. So the first operation that it is going to do is a shift operation. Okay. So once you do the shift operation, whatever was here, the inputs symbol, that is going to go to the stack. So stack contents are going to become like this. And always remember, the top of the stack is towards the right side of your dollar. So what remains here is a dollar. Okay. Next, this becomes your beta. That is a string which is there inside the stack. If this beta matches the production rule, okay, if it matches the production rule, then you're going to do the reduce operation. Okay, reduce by what? A goes to alpha, reduce by A goes to alpha. So that means here what happens, this alpha is getting reduced by A. Okay, alpha is getting reduced by A. So that is what it says. When beta, which is the string, okay, which is there on the top of the stack, this beta is there on the top of the stack, okay, and you have an appropriate production rule of the form A goes to alpha, okay, then you're going to replace this beta by the head of the production. So this is called as the head, this is called as the body. So body should be there on the top of the stack, okay, then you're going to reduce the body by the head, okay, so that is what is the meaning. So that is the entire procedure, okay. So if you know these two procedures, then you can go ahead with any given problem. Okay, next line you write, this cycle repeats, this cycle repeats, this cycle repeats until it has detected an error. This cycle repeats until it has detected an error, until it has detected an error, or or until until the stack contains, until the stack contains the start symbol, until the stack contains the start symbol and the input is empty, and the input is empty. When we have this configuration, when we have this configuration, we accept the input. When we have this configuration, we accept the input. Okay, so I'm going to write here the accepting configuration, accepting configuration, the accepting configuration. So what is the accepting configuration? On the stack, you should be left only with the start symbol. On the stack, we should be left with only the start symbol S. Okay. And in the input, you should have scanned everything and you should be left only with the end marker. Okay. Input end marker. So in case if you have done all the shift reduce procedure and you arrive at this configuration at the end, the action that you take is accept. Okay, that means the input that you provided was a valid input and we have done the parsing procedure and we have accepted the input. Okay, so this is the accepting configuration. Next, you write the four primary actions of a shift reduce parser are the four primary actions of a shift reduce parser are first one is shift, first operation is shift. Okay, write the description. Shift the next input symbol onto the stack. Shift the next input symbol. Shift the next input symbol onto the stack. Shift the next input symbol onto the stack. Next is reduce operation. Reduce the right end of the string, the right end of the string on the top of the stack, the right end of the string on the top of the stack is replaced by a non-terminal, is replaced by a non-terminal whose body matches the string, whose body matches the string. Third one, third operation, accept. Third operation is accept. Announce successful completion of parsing. Announce successful completion of parsing. Announce successful completion of parsing. Next, error. Fourth one is error. Discover a syntax error. Discover an syntax error and call discover a syntax error and call an error recovery routine and call an error recovery routine and call the error recovery routine. Okay, so these are nothing but the four actions. Okay, four actions, we can call it as operations, okay, of the shift reduce parser. Operation of shift reduce parser. I'm going to write it as SRP. Okay, so whatever we have learned here in the theoretical concepts, we're going to design a problem. Okay, we are going to design a problem with the initial configuration. We are going to follow the procedure and check whether we have reached a accepting configuration. Okay, so let's start with the problem. So write down the first problem. Consider the grammar. Consider the grammar E goes to E minus E. E goes to E minus E. Next, E goes to E star E. This is the second production rule of the grammar. E goes to ID. Perform SRP. Perform SRP. Shift reduce parsing on the input. On the input string. On the input string. ID1 minus ID2 star ID3. ID1 minus ID2 star ID3. So you need not worry here that you don't have a matching ID1, you don't have a matching ID2 or ID3. So this is only to distinguish the positions of each of the identifiers, okay? And each ID can be matched with the same production E goes to ID, okay? We don't distinguish between 1, 2, and 3 in the rule of the grammar. For everything, it is the same. So we start with the initial configuration. So for the initial configuration, we usually have first one will always be the stack. Okay, we need to know what are the stack contents. Okay, and the second is input. First is the contents of the stack. So don't mind the line. The second column will be the input column. Second column will be the input column. And the third column is going to be the parsing action. The second column will be input. And the third column is going to be parsing action. Parsing action. So you know what are the different actions. Okay, so four types of actions are there. So you're going to fill this column with the four types of actions. Shift, reduce, accept, error. Okay, it can be anything. Now when you come to the stack and input, we usually refer to the initial configuration. So in the initial configuration, what do you have? In the stack, you only have the dollar. And in the input, you have all the string W followed by the dollar. Okay, so in the stack, we start with dollar. Okay, and in the input we start with the string, okay, W. So it is ID1 minus ID2, then star ID3, and followed by the dollar. So this will be the initial configuration. Okay, so now we have to do the shift and reduce operations. So once you're doing the shift and reduce operations, you shift the symbols one by one. We shift the terminals one by one. So in the stack, initially nothing is there. So shift is the operation that you're doing. So once you say shift, okay, so you are going to pick this. Okay, you're going to pick this ID1 and you are going to shift it here to the stack. Okay, so what will the contents of the stack become now? This will have a ID1. Okay, next is you are going to see the right hand side string of the stack. Okay, this much is the right hand side string, and you will see if it matches, okay, if it matches any of the body of the productions. If it matches, you're going to take the action of reduce. Okay, so see the string here, it is ID. Okay, irrespective of whether it is ID1, ID2, anything, it is ID. Okay, definitely ID is there as the RHS of one of the productions. So immediately you should know that the action that you're going to take is reduce. Okay, so reduce action you're going to take for this. Okay, and how to reduce? E goes to ID. So this is reduced by E goes to ID. After shifting this here, the remaining input symbol, input string is written here. Okay, so this is the remaining input string. Okay, so now what happens is in the next step, very easy, this ID1, whatever you have recognized, is going to be reduced. Reduced by what? The non-terminal E. Okay, so this and this should match. This and this should match. The string and the body should match. So the string is reduced to the capital letter. Okay, that is the non-terminal. That is the procedure that we follow for reduce. So here what remains is dollar and ID is reduced to E. What remains here? Minus ID2 star ID3 dollar remains. Again you go and check the string. Okay. So check if E is there on any of the body. It is not there. Okay. So therefore, we are going to take the action of shift. We keep on shifting until we can reduce. Okay. Remember this. We keep on shifting until we can reduce. So shift. So shift means you know the operation. Minus will be shifted from here to here. What remains? ID2 star ID3 and then dollar. This will remain. Okay. Next you see this entire string E minus. See if you can have E minus reduced to something. Okay, there is no production rule with E minus. So shift. Keep shifting until you can reduce. Next is E minus ID. Okay, ID2. E minus ID2. So this gets shifted here. So what remains? Star ID3 and dollar will remain. Okay. I'm going to write it below that so that it will be easy for you to follow. So ID goes there. So star ID3 and dollar will remain. Okay, so that will remain. Next, what you have to do? Next, again check here. ID2 is there. Okay, this much we can reduce. This substring, okay, we can reduce by E goes to ID. This is again reduce. Reduce by E goes to ID. So what will happen here? E will remain as it is, minus will remain. This ID2 is getting reduced to capital E. Okay, this production. What remains in the input? Star, ID3 and dollar will remain. Next see E minus E, this entire string can be reduced. Okay, E minus E can be reduced to E. So what action you're taking here? Reduce. Reduce E minus E. What goes to E minus E? E goes to E minus E. Okay. So what you'll do here? Dollar, this entire thing will be replaced by E. What remains here? This much will remain. Again check this string or substring. Okay, here you should check the entire string or the substring. See it can be reduced or not. So E is not there in any body of the production. So we'll take the action of shift. We'll take the action of shift. So once you shift, this star is going to come to the stack. What remains here? ID3 and dollar will remain. Okay. Next, check if star can be replaced with any body. No. E star, can it replaced with any body? No. So shift. Cannot reduce, therefore shift. So E dollar, then you have ID3. What remains here? Only dollar is going to remain. Okay. Next, to see if ID3 can be replaced by anything. ID star can be replaced or entire thing can be replaced. So this particular substring can be replaced. Okay, it can be reduced. It can be reduced to E goes to ID. This is the reduction. So what happens here? E star E is what you're going to get. Here only dollar will remain. Next you have to see if a particular substring, okay, rightmost particular substring or the entire thing can be reduced with something. We already have a production, isn't it? So this matches the body of the production. Okay. So what is the body of the production? E goes to E star E. That is the body of the production. Okay. Sanjana BS.
Yes, ma'am.
You have any doubt?
No, ma'am, I got it, ma'am.
No, you raised your hand, so I asked.
Yes, ma'am, I got it.
Okay, fine. So this entire E star E will be reduced by capital E. So this entire E star E is going to become E. Okay, and dollar is going to remain here. So just now, okay, that we have finished with all the input scanning, okay, we'll see what is the configuration that we have here. Okay, so what is the configuration that we have, and we'll see what is it that we are supposed to do. So see the accepting configuration here. Okay, what is the accepting configuration? You should be left with only the start symbol, and here all the input string symbols should be scanned. Okay, so just check here. We have come here where dollar and start symbol is there, and here only dollar is there in the input. What is the action that we're going to take here? We are going to accept the input. Okay, so this is what we are going to do, and this is the entire procedure for shift and reduce parsing. If you have any doubts, you can just ask. I'm going to wait for a minute. Any doubts? At least respond with a no so that I will know that I can go forward.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Satvik Nidhi. Satvik Nidhi. Jyoti M.
No doubts, ma'am.
Okay. Rakesh M. Chandan Babu.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the procedure?
Yes, ma'am.
What type of parsing are we studying?
And bottom down.
Hmm?
Bottom down.
Bottom down parser. Which parser, Chandan?
Ma'am, SRP.
What is SRP? What is SRP?
Shift
Shift.
person.
Shift reduce.
Person.
Okay, fine. Shift reduce parsing. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll solve another problem. So the second problem, write down the grammar. S goes to T L semicolon. T goes to int float. L goes to L comma ID. Be careful when you write, or ID. Okay. So in case if you're getting confused, you can also split up the grammar and write like this. TL semicolon. T goes to int. T goes to float. L goes to L comma ID. L goes to ID. You can also split this and write for your convenience. Okay, so that it will be easy for you to identify the body of the productions so that it can be reduced with the head of the production. Okay, so next, consider the input. Consider the input string int id, comma id, semicolon. Int id, comma id, semicolon. Okay, so this you can differentiate and tell. This also you can differentiate. This you can differentiate this and this. Okay, so as soon as you see, you just can, even though it is a complete one string, so you can just make some you can distinguish the different symbols which are here. Okay, what it is made up of. Okay, I'm just giving you the split up of what are the different strings, substrings, which is actually combining it to make into a larger string. Okay, so we start with always the initial configuration. First, we write down the contents of the stack, and then we have the input. Okay, and then we should write what are the actions taken. So this is how we are going to write. Okay. Stack initially will always have the bottom of the stack marker. Input will have everything. Okay. So string int id, comma id, and then semicolon. And we have to decide the action. The very first action will always be the shift action. Okay, because nothing is there in the stack. We can't match anything. So first is shift. So int has to come here. Okay, int has to come here. Then we are going to check if int, okay, is a part of any of the body. Okay, see if int is the part of any of the body. Yes, we have t goes to int, isn't it? So what remains here after shifting? id. I'll write it below that. Okay, what remains? id remains, comma id, then this is what is going to remain. So now we are taking the action of reduce because we have t goes to int. We have t goes to int. So this int is getting reduced by t. What remains here?
Dollar in input.
Hmm?
Input
Yeah,
at the
id
end dollar.
input dollar. id input dollar, correct. So dollar has to come here, end of the input marker. Okay, so next is what? Next, I have to again check if t can be reduced to something. Okay, so here no, t cannot be reduced to anything. So therefore, I'll take the operation of shift. So after this, t, what will be shifted? id is going to get shifted. So id is going to come here. What is going to remain? Comma, id, semicolon, dollar. Okay, next is check if any of the substring can be matched with any of the head of the production. So this is the substring id. It can be matched with some head. Okay, so which is that head here? L goes to id. So we are going to take the action of reduce. Reduce with L go to id. So this is going to now become T capital L. What remains here? Comma id semicolon dollar. Okay, next I'm going to check if the string, okay, can be matched with anything. TL is there, so we have S goes to TL. So we take the action of reduce. Reduce with S goes to TL. So this entire thing is going to get reduced
Ma'am,
to
it's TL semicolon.
S. Oh yes, definitely. Thanks for telling me. It is TL semicolon, so I cannot use this. Okay. So we are not going to take the action of reduce. Okay. Instead, since it cannot be reduced with anything, okay, we take the action of shift. We take the action of shift. Okay. So since we are shifting it, we get T L comma. What remains? ID semicolon and dollar will remain. ID semicolon dollar. Okay. Next you check whether L comma something can be TL or TL comma anything, any substring can be matched with anything, but always the match has to be the rightmost substring. Okay. So we can't do anything here. So again we say shift. Since we cannot reduce, we shift. So after this you get TL comma ID. Okay. Next check if the rightmost substring can be matched with anything. So this much L comma ID can be matched. What remains here? After shifting ID, comma and dollar will remain. Comma and dollar will remain. T comma, L comma ID. So we are going to reduce. Reduce what? L goes to L comma ID. This will become T capital L. This much will remain as it is. Okay. And now we are going to see if TL can be reduced or L can be reduced. No, nothing can be reduced. So therefore, we take the action of shift. So what comes here? TL semicolon will come. Dollar will remain. Okay. And check what is the rightmost substring that you can match with the body of any production. So TL semicolon can be matched. Okay, so what is the reducing production? Reduce with S goes to TL semicolon. S goes to TL semicolon. So then we have dollar, okay, and in place of TL semicolon, we get S. What remains here? Dollar. So check the same configuration once again, okay. So in this stack, we have dollar followed by the start symbol, and in the input, we have dollar. So therefore, what is the action that we are going to take? We are going to take the action of accept. Okay, so this is how we are going to accept a valid input string. Okay, so next we'll solve another problem in the next class. Okay, so far if you have any doubts, please ask.